If you're looking for professional day trading education and high-level trade analysis and dissection, you've come to the right place. My name is Pat Mitchell. I've been a professional day trader for the past 11 years, and I'm here to bring you exactly that. Professional day trading education, all here for free on YouTube and on X. So today, we are going to be discussing a couple of trades, but not only just that, a lesson that I know that you guys are all going to benefit from. So I highly recommend paying attention to this one because this type of information usually doesn't come free. So let's rock and roll. I hope you all had a wonderful day. And now I am going to open up my charts. Give me one sec. And you'll have to bear with me. My voice is definitely trashed. I am sick as a dog right now, but I will live. So let's rock and roll. So I am going to zoom in on the morning action because that's what we focus on at Tricktrades. And first off, let's go over SPY. So SPY, we opened up. So it ends up coming up and putting in a pre-market high. And coming into the market open, we started to sell off. This level here was our execution level to go long by buying calls. Now, it came into that, and usually we want some distance coming into that. So market opens up. As it opens up, it opens right here. And then it dips down, holds, pushes up. So what a lot of people will do in that situation is they'll get freaked out and they won't execute that trade. So what you can do is take a very small trade. I want to zoom in on this one because it's important. Okay. What a lot of people will do in this situation, we had a member do it, is they won't necessarily commit to this trade and they'll start playing with it like way too much. And on this, it comes down. I only take a half size starter and then I wait for confirmation. When it confirms strength, that's when you add pressure, meaning size. So opens up, dips, enter in. So enter here, it pops up. You need to pay yourself. Once it pulls back and it starts to confirm, and both Qs and SPY, both charts are lining up in unison. They are both holding support. Execute that trade. Get your pressure in, get your size in, and commit to the trade. That's exactly what I did. You see the first entry, second entry, wait for it to pop up. And then I have a main greedy target of up in here. And that's simply what I waited for. Once it came into that, I am out on the trade. Remember, professionals will have a plan coming into the market open. They don't deviate from that plan. And that's exactly what I did. So once it comes up into that target, I'm out. I hit my target. I'm out. I'm not looking for more. And you'll see a lot of people trying to maximize their profit potential. And sure, granted, that might be all fine and well. But what ends up happening is if you don't pay yourself into these resistance levels, folks, you don't pay yourself here and you leave too big of a position on, it starts coming down. And what do? You start freaking out and you end up selling down here instead of at that support or at that resistance. Sorry. So is it really worth holding on to those extras? Now, there is a way to do that, but you need to let your experience level catch up to where you actually are. And a lot of people think they're far more experienced than what their trading skill actually is. And it's generally to their detriment. So that was SPY and locked in $2,662 on that. So really nice trade, easy peasy. Now let's go over to Qs. Now I've got to wheel this chart out a little bit because this one happened here. Like I've explained probably 1,000 times on this channel, for every long, there is a short. Long, short at our technical analysis levels. The trade plan was to go long into 557.29 or short into 599.66. So I was focused on the long on SPY. So instead of banging off two longs at the same time, I execute the long, wait for it to come up, because I know that this is the natural movement of these stocks. I will have a later morning trade where I can focus and put my attention onto cues for the short, because it will test that level and I will get a reaction there. And that's what I did. So as it starts coming up, I'm going to zoom in on this one because I do want you guys to understand the intention of these executions. Because just like this, you're going to see people go in and out and not commit to the trade, where I am fully committing to this trade. So what I wanted to see in this for first execution, do you see this range? Once it breaks that range, I will start in, because that is an acceptable amount of distance from here to here away. I am just starting in. It is a small size starting position. Okay. So again, about half. This position in total, I wanted to take 200 contracts. That was my total amount that I wanted to take on a trade like this. I have different sizing for different types of trades. On this, I started in with 50 contracts, because I know once it breaks this range, it is going to come here, but I need to start in because I don't know if it's fully going to test that. And I still want to be a part of that trade, but I'm going to leave the majority, the 150 left, for up top. And that's exactly what I did. So on that trade, when it comes up right into here, right there, I'm smacking it with 150 contracts, and then I'm just patient with it. I let it consolidate. I would have been green, very green by here, but I'm not going to take it off there because that's not the trade I'm looking for. I'm going to start taking it off once it breaks because of the relationship between distance. So the distance and retracement, I should be able to get about a 50% retracement, which is what I got. So I start paying myself very heavy here. I take off about half of my position, so 100 contracts out, and then I just start edging out the rest on the way down. And that's it, coming right back into natural, which is right there. Absolutely flawless, beautiful trade. So what I basically went over is, now not maybe in super detail, but this is the strategy. This is what I do every day. These aren't setups. This is strategy. Everything has a strategy. I don't just have an entry strategy. If you only have an entry strategy, you're an amateur and you really need to up your game. You need entry strategy, a sizing strategy, a management strategy, a risk strategy. You need a bunch of different strategies. Everybody will only talk about the entry strategy, how they get in. That is such a small portion of what we do as traders, guys. So if you want to learn how to do this as a legitimate professional, like if this is what you've chosen to do with the rest of your life and you're in on it, come to tricktrades.com. Not only can I show you, but you're also going to work with a guy that actually gives a shit. I want to see you get to your goals. That's why I do this. I love it. We actually just had a member graduate Evolution 1 of our sizing program. So what that is it took him from a $2,500 account. He's met the criteria of now an $18,000 account. Okay. And he's making an average of $600 per day within what? 6 months, 7 months, something like that. That's what's waiting for you on the inside. That's how good this is. Everything is blueprinted. And as long as you listen and do exactly what I'm telling you to do, those results are for you too. He's not the only one. This is just the most recent graduate. And then we have Evolution 2, 3, and 4. Evolution 2 will take you and start making thousands of dollars a day. Sounds like a pipe dream. Sounds like bullshit. Sounds like something that you've all heard a million times before. But the difference is this is real and it will happen for you. All you got to do is go to tricktrades.com and sign up. Do it. What do you have to lose? And if not, that's fine. That's all cool. Continue with the free stuff and spin your wheels forever. There are people that follow me on this channel and I have talked back and forth with for years, and they are still asking questions that a new trader in my service fully understands within the first month. Like, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here. So if you don't want to fucking hear it, turn it off. I don't understand the disconnect between fucking retail day traders and what this really is. If you would have just signed up like you said you were going to almost a year ago, you would be there by now. Some people, for whatever reason, they don't want to pay someone to learn from, which is fucking retarded. You're going to attempt to do one of the hardest career paths on the planet alone. Okay, cool. Cool story, bro. I hope you make it. I really do. But the odds are not in your favor. If you would have just signed up a year ago or years ago when you first started watching this channel, you would already be there. You're asking questions that my traders within the first month fully understand. And you've been doing this for years and you're asking the most basic of technical bullshit. It's crazy. People need to really, if you're going to do this, fucking do this. What do you have to lose? Honestly, what do you have to lose? Okay, so you don't like the service and you're out $250 for the month. Okay. Like, if you can't afford $250, you shouldn't be fucking doing this. Up to you guys. Anyways, rant over. I love y'all, despite what I may have just said. I'm saying this shit because I want to see you guys succeed. I get like this because I fucking know it is so doable and people just hold themselves back. And it's frustrating beyond belief. Sign up. What the fuck do you have to lose? Like, what the fuck is the weirdness with that? Or, again, don't and spin your wheels. Up to you. Okay, guys, have a great evening. I will see you tomorrow. Adios.